Hello friends and welcome back to another episode of my Pokemon Black 2 Nuzlocke. On the last episode we mourned our fallen comrade Steve, but in exchange we captured this great gal right here, Holy. I actually had to re-record this episode just a little bit because I was interrupted halfway through. I'm saying this because I was also facing a Zubat, and the Zubat basically confused me on the first turn and almost got me killed just because I hit myself so many times in a row. So I was just seeing if all of that was scripted. It doesn't seem like it is though, because he didn't. Okay, good. So he didn't do it on the same turn, which is good. Yeah, so I'm really liking Holy actually. Like I feel like the fact that we got Holy completely makes up for the loss of Steve. Like who cares about Steve, right? It's just some random pigeon, the scorn of the skies, the rats of the air, you know, just no one cares about pigeons, right? It becomes like a bigger pigeon later. That's not cool. No one cares about that. And there are better flying types to get, like even Zubat. I actually really love Zubat. Crobat, the final evolution form, is one of my all-time favorites. Like I just think it's so cool. It has 4 wings. It's like it's kind of frowning at you all the time, and it's so strong. I'm a huge fan of Crobat. I'm gushing a little bit, but you know, that's okay. So we're gonna stick with our plan from last episode, just trying to level up Holy up until 20. You saw I used a potion there just because it seemed like a crit bite might have killed me there. General good tip for Nuzlocke I hear is to always plan around crits. So, you know, even if you can live 1, you need to make sure you can live a crit, or it's not really worth anything to it's not really worth anything to you just because the crits are just so devastating in this game. What the hell is going on? Like, where am I? Like, I just went in a huge circle because I have no idea where I am. Do I Rock Blast this? See, I'm even getting a little stingy with my Rock Blast just because there's only 10, and I really don't want to go back to the Pokemon Center every 10 encounters. I guess that's fine though. 10 encounters is actually a lot. And I have Headbutt. Headbutt's a good move. 19. Okay. Yeah, you can see my special defense and speed stat grew by 0 there. That's very typical just because Holy is definitely not meant to be someone that's good at that. I'm a little scared. These scientists generally have a bunch of like tricky Pokemon, like, you know, that you saw that Grimer from last episode that just kept minimizing, stuff like that. Oh, please don't be the same thing. Please don't be the same thing. I resist the poison move, so I should be fine here. But, okay. That's a little scary just because I know it knows Mud Slap, and Mud Slap is super effective against me. But it's not Stab, and the base power is really low, so hopefully it should be fine. Mud Slap? Oh, I'm faster! What? How am I faster than this thing? Is this thing super slow as well? I have no idea. That's insane. Why am I faster than you? Oh well. Scientist Caroline, your grammar's a shitter, man. I would look to replace that thing as soon as I could. Is this a new area? No. This must be like an area where there's a special Pokemon. I'm guessing that's the case. Like probably like one of the Reggies. It looks like one of the places where like a Registeel would live or something like that. We'll see. I'm gonna check this garbage can in this room once we kill the Zubat, just because. The flinching. Oh, and the confusion, of course. Good stuff. I remember why people don't like Zubat now. Just always full of bullshit, this Pokemon. Luckily I one-shot him, so no problem. Okay, good stuff, Holy, well done. Just because this one... Okay, whatever. I was just saying that since this area basically was just one trash can... Oh, I can't use my bike in here. I thought that maybe there was something in there, just because, you know, that's pretty suspicious. Just a single trash can lying in the middle of the room. Well, I guess it was in the corner, but you know what I mean. I completely lost my bearings just because of how many turns I took there, so I'm not really too sure how to proceed. But it does seem like there's a lot more to explore in this area, so I'm probably gonna go through it all before we go to the gym. It's just good experience too, you know, like Holy is getting a lot stronger here. It's pretty much already on the same strength as a proper team member. Alright, you know, whatever, just keep fighting these Rattatas. I think these things give me speed EVs, not attack EVs, unfortunately. So EVs are the other wrinkle that they add when trying to level your Pokemon. Basically, if you fight lots of fast things, your Pokemon itself becomes faster, up until a certain limit. It doesn't mean that you can, like if you fight a million fast things, you can't just scale your speed infinitely. So there is a limit to it, and I'm not going to go into the nitty-gritty here. But basically, after a certain point in time, your Pokemon will no longer get extra benefit fighting enemies, and it will just level up based on its natural tendencies to grow. Sorry, that was a little complicated. Basically, what I'm saying is that when a Pokemon is freshly caught, it levels up faster in certain stats based on what it fights. So it basically learns from its opponent. Like if you beat something that has really high attack, you will get higher attack. And this happens up until, you know, it's pretty high level. Like there's a numerical limit for it. And once that limit is hit, it will just grow based on its natural trends. Like if the Pokemon, for example, if Holy were to fight a bunch of fast things, it would get faster than the average Roggenrola, but it would eventually just go back to its regular progression. Oh, okay, this guy's a trainer. He didn't have the exclamation mark, so I was confused. It will eventually go back to its natural progression and just start increasing in attack and defense again. Okay, we're going to switch out here, just because I don't want to eat any super effective Razor Leaves. I know it does less than half, just because I used a Sawaddle to fight Holy earlier, but I still don't want to risk it, you know. Better safe than sorry, better to err on the side of caution, all the same jibber jabber that I always say. Okay, this one shot? Yeah, good stuff. I hope I learn another physical fire move. Flame Charge is kind of a trash move, so I really don't want to have that around. I mean, sure, I'll learn Iron Defense. Actually, none of these moves are less useful than Iron Defense. Iron Defense basically doubles your defense at the cost of, you know, using it. So you do nothing for a turn, but next turn you have a higher defense. Oh, he heals me. Awesome. Okay. Oh, right. Doctors in this game always heal. That's so good. Okay. This is not what I meant to do. I meant to get this Pokeball. So, oh, leftovers. Interesting. They gave them to me really early. Yeah, so Sound Attack, you know, if you're ever in a pinch. What? What are you saying? Something about poison types. Oh, okay, cool. Oh, so she just gives me a random thing every... Oh, okay, so she gives me like a random man-made item every day. That's pretty interesting. Probably not that useful. Like, it's just gonna be potions and super potions, that kind of stuff. Stuff I would buy with money regardless, so... let's take a look. Yeah, so what I was trying to say is that, you know, like in a pinch, the Sand Attack could give you the good RNG to be able to fight through a certain encounter maybe, whereas Iron Defense is, like, it's just so unnecessary because you're going to be higher level than them, and if you're against something that you are weak against, the turn that you use Iron Defense, you're already going to be chunked down to nothing. So you might be able to stall them out maybe with like enough potions, but that's already quite risky, and any crit just ruins your plans entirely. And against something that you're not weak against, it's just unnecessary. Like, I take 1 damage from something, if I double my defense, it's still gonna be 1 damage. Ugh! Excuse me. Ugh. Something got stuck in my nose there, I don't know what happened. Okay, will this doctor heal me again? Nice, I like that. Okay, so that means I can chill in here for a little bit longer. Oh, no, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean for this to happen. Okay. So there does seem to be some sort of way to raise the water level. Like that, there has to be, right? There's so many little like bridges over here that I just cannot conceive that they're there for nothing. And one of those, we already saw a Pokeball that was unreachable unless you raise the water level a little. So let's try and find that. I'm really curious as to what this place still holds. Okay, you know, whatever, quick attack, do whatever you want. Yeah, so like, imagine if I use Iron Defense against this thing. It used to do 2 damage, now it does 1 damage. Is that really meaningful? Like, not at all, right? It's only really good against things that are super effective against you. Like for example, if I was against a Sawaddle, like you know, a fellow family member of Alvida, the Razor Leaf does about half, and if I use Iron Defense, it would do about a quarter. That's actually a big reduction, but I don't really want to be in that situation to begin with, so most likely it's not going to be too useful. Feeling some congestion. I'm going to take a sip of my water here. Good stuff. So, you see that Mud Slap, even though I have... Oh, it has... Oh, Black Sludge. Okay. Yeah, Black Sludge is a really cool item. It's, it basically does the exact same thing as Leftovers for Poison-type Pokemon, but, for anything else, it damages you every turn instead of heals you. That's really cool. I like that, these things have held items that are actually useful. So, for Poison-type Pokemon, it's just objectively better to use Black Sludge than Leftovers, because, there are some moves where your opponent will switch items with you or something like that, and by holding Black Sludge instead of Leftovers, you get an item, and they get a downside in exchange. Okay, so I don't really want to fight this with Holy, just because I'm scared of like a Sludge crit into poison damage killing me. So let's send out Baconator and see how he fares. Don't poison me. Okay, cool. You can disable all you want. That's not a big deal to me at all. Don't disable this though, because I know Grimer has way higher special defense than defense. You saw before when I was fighting the trainer that was using Minimize and stuff. He used an X special defense to be fair, but Ember even at this range wouldn't kill it. So that was quite disheartening. See, like this is a good example of why Iron Defense would not be that useful. You saw that I got to move first, and I hit him with a pretty hard-hitting attack. And even though he raises his defense later, he doesn't have enough HP to be able to take me on effectively. Although I guess if it was Iron Defense, maybe it would have been a bigger difference, and I would have also been able to potion up after that turn. But even then, you know, that's like very situational, and you know, I would already question why I'm in that situation if I would question how I let myself get into that situation in the first place if I need to rely on that. Sand Attack is just you know, like it's always, well, I guess it's not always useful, but it's a good way to be able to take on things that are a little bit tougher. Like for example, if I was against something where I couldn't damage it very much, but it couldn't damage me very much, I can spam Sand Attack and make it way easier for my other Pokemon to be able to take it on. Like of course it's all due to chance, but you know, with 2 or 3 Sand Attacks, you can pretty safely count on getting a miss here and there. And that's really all you need. You don't need them to miss every move, but if you can even just get 1 turn up on them, that's often enough to be able to win the battle. Yeah, give me more Rattatas. This is more up my alley. I don't know what the next rock move I'm gonna learn either. Like, basically, you know, speak of the devil, it missed right there. I just hate that it has this miss chance. I think it's 85% accurate, but really, like, you don't want to fuck with anything less than 95. Even 95 I feel a little sketchy about, because the 95 accurate move is a high jump kick, where if you miss, you take 50% of your health in recoil damage, which is just ridiculous. And even though it's probably your best fighting move in the game, you don't want to run that, especially in a Nuzlocke, because you never know when that 5% will just ruin your run. I don't know if Baconator actually learns that, but if it does, it would be a tough decision, because it's a really, really strong move, and it would probably do a lot more good than harm, but it really only needs to fuck me over once for the run to become almost unwinnable. So we'll have to cross that bridge when we get to it. Okay, you know what? You can flinch me all you want. The other thing is, I know for a fact that Baconator learns Flare Blitz, which is the best physical fire-type move that is like not a legendary exclusive move. And the problem with it is that you take a lot of recoil damage from using it. So however much damage you do, you take half of that damage as recoil to yourself. I don't know how worth it that is. Like, I'll get a lot of one-shots, but if I don't one-shot them, I'll probably get killed in return. trying to just think through it now so that I won't be left with a bunch of dead air on screen when that time comes. You know, I'm getting a little ahead of myself. I'm assuming that Baconator is going to live until the very end. I'm hoping that it does, you know. So this thing is a fighting type. I actually really like it. You know, it holds a giant wooden beam. When it evolves, it holds a steel beam. And then when it evolves again in its final form, it becomes... it starts to hold two giant stone pillars. It's really interesting. I actually like it a lot. It's quite strong. It's really nice. But since I already have a fighting type in Baconator, it's pretty unnecessary. I don't really need it. This is a trainer, but I'm just saying that if I encounter it, I won't be as hyped just because I already have a fighting type. Yeah, I'm getting some congestion here. I'm just gonna take another sip of my water. Okay, good stuff. Yeah, totally lost my train of thought again. Well, whatever. Probably wasn't important. It'll come to me later. I believe in myself. I don't know what's up. I was sick with the flu a few weeks ago. I hope it's not that again. Maybe it's just I've been talking a lot today. Yeah, that's probably it. I was at work all day. I work as a private tutor, just for high school subjects, and you know that involves quite a lot of talking, as I'm sure many of you can imagine. So maybe it's just I've been exhausting my vocal cords all day. It's just coating my esophagus with that good old mucus. Supersonic, okay, you know, you do you, Zubat. That's all I can say about these tactics. Good. You see, if you don't let them bother you, then they will stop naturally, you know? That's what I was told as a child on how to deal with bullies. That's the tactic I'm going to employ against Zubats. They're basically just big bullies, or, you know, small bullies, but whatever. Same thing, really. So it seems like I can't progress any further in this area without any ability to raise the water level. I'm gonna check if that guy who dropped something that was stopping me earlier is still there. So, because if he's not there, then I'm guessing the water level switch is where he is. And, just burped there. I'm guessing that Sorry, not guessing. I'm glad that I explored this area first, because we found a Pokeball that would not have been accessible if the water level was risen. I don't remember which item it was. It wasn't leftovers, it was something less useful than that. Maybe it was like an X defense or something useless, but no, whatever. Still an item. Man, I'm loving Holy. Like, I can leave it at half health in this area and just not feel scared at all because it takes like 1-2 damage from everything. Great Pokemon. Yeah, okay, so this guy's not here. Let's go explore the side area here. Yeah, the Zubat. You know, I still mourn the loss of my potential Zubat friend. What would I even have named it? I don't know. We'll come to that when we get there. I'm pretty sure that we'll encounter another Zubat sometime soon, and you know, I'm always happy to get Zubats. I'm probably the only one that is like that, though. Oh, I was already here. I remember now. This is the outside area. Okay, let's see. Can I headbutt this tree? No, I can't. Okay. Whatever then. I'm gonna leave this area. So, maybe we'll go to the gym. We're probably not going to finish it this episode, although we might be able to. We'll see. If it's a little bit of a longer episode, I think we can. But I mainly just want to assess how strong this gym is. Like, I don't know if level 22 is actually good enough to take it on. I think it should be. Like, it seems like, judging from the wild Pokemon, that I'll probably be right on par with the gym leader's Pokemon. Like, he won't be out-leveling me, but I also won't be out-leveling him. And that should be fine, because Baconator resists Bug. I think it 4 times resists Bug, actually. I think Fire and Fighting both resist Bug. And I have a super effective stab move to hit him with. And the final boss is a Leavanny that I can take on no problem. Okay, we'll have to see, though. I do believe Berg was a gym leader in the original game as well, the Black game. Because he's just so familiar. Like, why do I know his face so well? And, like, I even remember what the gym layout was like. It was like a bunch of leaves, and you had to move across the leaves to get to the gym leader. I don't know if this change to gyms was actually a good thing. Like, they basically made each gym have its own gimmick more and more often. What the fuck? Oh, okay, yeah. I thought I couldn't go in with a bike there for a moment. Oh, maybe it isn't leaves. This is so freaky. What the hell? Alright, give me a water. Good stuff, good stuff. I love this guy that just keeps giving me fresh water. He's great. Okay. This is so freaky. Holy. That was really cool. I like that. That was really interesting. Okay. What have you got for me here? This song is so scary. Are they trying to play to people's like clown phobias here? That was so freaky. I've never heard that song before. Do I have Baconator out first? I hope I have Baconator out first. Oh, this is a high level gym. I'm actually kind of scared. It might be like level 25 at the end here. Hopefully just by fighting these trainers, Baconator will level up to the point where it's going to be on par with the gym leader's Pokemon. I'm not going to fuck around with any sort of like experience shenanigans here, so hopefully just if I funnel all the experience into Baconator, he'll just be able to carry me. Yeah, good stuff. So I haven't really talked about, what did I name it, Max? I think Max is just going to be sitting around as a, you know, it's the same function that Sid and Sabrina served in the past, which is to eat up a hit against a tough enemy and let me heal something and then sacrifice its life for the cause. It's just not useful enough because of because I already have a grass type and a much better grass type at that. It's shitty nature and it's it's a shitty nature and also it's the wrong ability, so it really just it serves like almost no purpose for me to take it. Is there no what the fuck? Holy, this is like the scariest gym I've ever been to. That was so freaky. Like, this guy was just waiting inside that stuffy cocoon just to scare me. Okay, Combi. Was Combi introduced in this generation? I think it was 4th gen. This is like one of those filler Pokemon as well. It's a bug flying type, and it evolves into a queen bee. But only 5% of Combis are female. So all the male Combis are just worthless, and the only way you catch them is you use sweet scent near trees to attract them, and you basically just pray that there's a female one that comes out. Oh, excellent, excellent. I am a big fan of Rollout. So this move is really interesting. It's a rock type physical move, which is really good with fighting attack moves. Those two moves give really good coverage for each other. But also, it forces you to use the same move over and over again. Like, once you use it once, you're not allowed to change the move that you use after that. And every subsequent turn that you use it, its power doubles, up until a certain extent, of course. It's most famous for being the signature move of the normal type gym in 3rd generation. In 3rd generation? In 2nd generation, in Gold Silver. Everyone remembers Whitney's Miltank and its terrifying rollout because it's so tanky, Miltank, that you can't kill it easily, and it just uses rollout and it just floors your entire team. Like, I remember Whitney's Miltank is actually one of the few gyms that people consistently whited out to and had to try over and over again to beat because of how difficult it was, and like she would super potion it when it gets low. It was just insane. But yeah, so rollout is a decent move. I'm definitely happy to have it. Yeah, so the reason why rock and fighting go so well together is that basically a lot of the types that resist rock are a lot of the types that resist fighting are weak against rock. For example, flying types. That's really the main thing, is that it hits flying types really well. Psychic, it doesn't really hit really well or anything like that, but it also works the opposite way. You know, rock is resisted by steel, and what the fuck is a Dwebble? Oh, it's the rock bug Pokemon. I remember this thing. Okay, so I don't have anything. Oh, I do have something good to hit it. Rollout is super effective. Rock is actually not resisted by rock, which is quite funny. I like that. You know, it's just two big stones hitting each other, so it's not resisted either way. You see there that I didn't get a chance to pick my move. Rollout just decided to go on its own. The only thing I don't like about it is that it's 90% accurate, so if you miss on any of the rollouts, it stops your chain. Like, you don't get to just... the next rollout you use is going to be back at its original power, not like at its new power. Okay, sure. Let's take a look here. Yeah, so I totally forgot what I was trying to say. Yeah, basically just rock coverage move on fighting type Pokemon is really nice. It helps you hit a lot of things that you wouldn't normally be able to take on. Okay, so the Dwebble is not a huge deal to me. I don't see any danger here, because I resist rock and I 4 times resist fog, so I can just keep stacking the rollouts. Well, that kind of puts a damper on things. We'll see. Okay, of course. And I resist this too, so this is no problem. That was a crit. Good stuff, Baconator. You... I hate Sand Attack. It's like my least favorite move in the game. Wait, I don't resist rock? Oh yeah, I don't, because I'm fire type, of course. Okay, so I'm gonna heal up. Actually, I'm not gonna heal up. Actually, I am gonna heal up. I should be able to take him on, no problem. Maybe I won't use rollout. I'll just kill him with my fire style. I'll just use a flame charge. And this should be able to hit way more easily. Yeah, it does. Because 100% accurate, even if it becomes like 77, it's that's still fine. So this move doubles its speed. It's probably faster than me now. Like doubling a speed is actually quite a lot. Yeah, you can see it's faster now. I really like the move Smackdown. I think it's a really aptly named move. It's a rock type move that makes it so that flying types that you hit with it will now hit the ground. So what that means is that certain moves like Earthquake are fully resisted by flying type moves. Like, they're immune to it because they're not on the ground, so they don't get affected by by ground type moves. And also they like don't get hurt by toxic spikes or spikes because they're not on the floor, so they don't get hit by it. And Smackdown, what it does is it forces the Pokemon to the ground. So any ground type moves will no longer be 100% resisted anymore. And that has a lot of good implications, because there's lots of birds that that would be weak to ground if not for their flying move. For example, you know, Moltres or Zapdos, the electric flying Pokemon. Whoa, this is a freaky room, man. This music is freaky too. This guy might just be a little bit of a sociopath. Yeah, so what I was saying is that those Pokemon would otherwise get wrecked by ground moves, but because they're fully immune to it, it's fine. And Smackdown is a really good answer to those kind of types of Pokemon. Although, it isn't really a good answer because they would just switch out, but it's a really cool idea for a mechanic. I really like that they included this move this generation. Okay, so I'm guessing 25 is what their Leavanny is going to be. That sounds like about where I'll be as well after killing these, his first 2 Pokemon. Yeah, 801 experience. Yeah, 25, no problem. So I think I can just flame charge them all to death. Yeah, I don't want to lock myself into rollout here because Leavanny resists it. I think I'm going to use Ember here. I know this thing has way higher defense. Like, you can see it has a giant stone on its back, so I'm guessing that defense is what it's better at. Are you going to use your potion? No, okay. I don't know if there's a limit to how many potions the gym leaders are allowed to use. I think they only use 1 per battle. Pretty sure. This Leavanny, level 25? 24, okay. No problem then. I should be able to one-shot it. I'm pretty certain. I have a charcoal stab boosted fire move. Yeah, it's 4 times super effective. I wasn't expecting anything different. 1500 experience? Are you crazy here? Holy shit, dude. That was great. That was great. You're a great gym, Berg. I'm a fan of everything that you stand for. Insect badge. This doesn't look anything like an insect. What are you talking about? Alright, what TM are you gonna give me? I haven't actually been hit by any of these moves, so I don't know what it is. Is it like the special bug move? Oh, burped again, Jesus. Okay. Struggle Bug. Yeah, this is not a good move. Even, yeah, see, it lowers the special attack of something. Definitely better moves out there. I think it's like base 40 or 50. It's not very strong. That's just a freaking animation. Okay, so we actually did get the entire gym battle done in this episode. Pretty happy about that. I'm just gonna quickly check what Struggle Bug actually does, just so that I don't sound totally out of my mind. Yeah, it's a base 30 power move that reduces the opponent's special attack. So, you know, Alvida is naturally more physically oriented to begin with, and also it really doesn't want a base 30 attack. This is half the power of Bug Bite, so that's just really not worth my time. Okay, well, thank you so much for watching. You know, we got this gym battle done. We explored through the sewers and got some nice items for ourselves. Hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, you know, please leave a like and as many comments as you want. I'd really appreciate it. And I hope to see you guys again soon. Bye!